Hello, everyone. It is Rob the Replicator again. I have another video for you today. Uh, the last video did really well, so thank you for watching that. Go check it out. Also, make sure you hit like and subscribe, please. It would mean a lot to me. I want to talk about launching a campaign today. Um, I don't think some people are making the most of the opportunity, and maybe they just have the wrong idea of how it works in their head. All right, so let's go through it. I'll give my thoughts, and of course, my thoughts aren't always right. They're just my thoughts. So bear that in mind. All right, so launch day should be a full American day. All right, or as close to it as you can. Uh, what I mean by this is, I've written it right here. You should launch at a time that maximizes the amount of time that Americans are awake. America is 75% of your audience, at least, if not more. Um, so you want to launch, bearing in mind that they're going to be up for a long time to see it because they're the ones that back your books, the majority of it, at least. Anyway, so Ethan recommends 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when he launches his campaign. Uh, that doesn't work for me. That is like 3 a.m. here. Uh, we did 6 a.m., which worked out to be 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which was great. I'll get into that in a second. But also, everything should be in American. The launch date, the launch time, everything. Right. So if you're launching at 1 p.m. on the 1st of November, for example, you're launching at 1 p.m. on the 1st of November in American time. Okay, so this would be Eastern Standard Time. 1st of November, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you say 1st of November, you don't mean 1st of November for Australia, you mean 1st of November for America. Is that clear enough? I think that's as clear as I can possibly make it. So that is really key because, again, it comes back to America is 75% of your audience, at least. Okay, this is important. Tell people, tell the fans, we are launching at this time and on this show. I think that's really important. Uh, as I said, mine was 3 p.m. I can't remember what the date was, but it got to the point where people knew what time we were launching, right? Even Dan Frager, he was like, "You're launching at 3 p.m. on this date," and he knew when I said it, before I said it, because he's heard it so many times. That's really important. People need to be reminded and know what's happening. I would also make it clear where you're launching, right? We launched on How to Draw Comics with Clayton and Corey. We did the same thing for Kozor, and that was really successful. We'll get into that in a minute. But yeah, the fans, man. Oh man, the fans are the best. They really are. We had George Leroy and others. I have a shocking memory, so please forgive me. Join our 14-hour launch day stream when we launched Replicator 3. Just fans hanging out with us for that time, putting in hours. I can't imagine the hundreds of hours that those people and others have put into to to creators shows and campaigns and putting in work that they don't have to. Anyway, I'm getting off topic. um get the fans, let them know. They're going to be the people that tell people about it, and they're going to be the ones that bring the excitement, right? They're going to be. Not everyone is a great promoter. Not everyone is as good a promoter as EVS or even Shane or Malin. Um, they will pick up that excitement for you if they're excited about your book. They get excited about it. Like, you listen to George talk about Replicator, or George and Leroy talk about Shane's book, or Only Death Can Save Us. Crackhead talking about Joe Ball's work, right? Rick Saylor talking about Shelby's work. These people love comics. They love supporting creators. You need to engage with them. You need to make sure that They know what's going on, and they're excited about it. All right. The launch of your campaign needs to be seen as a launch day, not just a launch, right? It's not just on November 1st at 1 p.m. we've launched the campaign. That's it. Like I said, it's a whole day. You need to make sure it's maximized. You need to make sure you're on as many shows as you can, because day one is the most important day. Um, it has the ability to set your campaign up for the whole time that it runs. If you have a poor day one, it makes it really hard to pick up where the campaign needs to be for you to make money and make more comics. Now I can give you examples of that. I will show you stuff in a minute of that examples. Uh, so I mentioned that before. 12 p.m. EST is when Ethan launches. We did 3 p.m. EST, which was 6 for us. That gave us a solid 9 hours, potentially longer, where America is able to look at your projects. Um, so again, I can't emphasize that enough. Make sure you're getting enough time on your launch day. Okay, so I've seen a recent trend of launching on Bancrofts. Don't get me wrong, fantastic channel, incredible chat, probably one of the best channels and chats in CG. Yeah, there's no denying it. The biggest problem, right, with launching on Bancrofts, that it's 1 hour. As I said earlier, we did 14 hours for Replicator on launch day, right? The other major problem with it, it's 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So it leaves little time before America goes to sleep. So if you launch on Bancrofts, you've got that 1 hour, and potentially, I don't know when America actually turns off. There are people that stay awake quite late. But the majority of people are going to be in bed before then. Anyway, uh, it's only going to leave a couple of hours afterwards. Um, so that is something to consider. Going on Bancrofts, fantastic. That is a great idea. Launching on Bancrofts, I'm not sure. I'm really not. And again, love Bancroft, love his show, love the chat. Don't know if I'd launch a book there, unless it's your only option. I just don't think it's maximizing the amount of your chances of success by launching on Bancrofts alone at that time of night. Okay. Um, yeah, I've seen a disturbing number of creators going to Bancroft to launch, and that's it. Yeah, Bancroft, like as I said, I can't say it any more clearly. His channel is great. His fans are great. He can't make it happen for you unless you've built the excitement yourself. So unless you've engaged the fans, right? Unless people know when you're launching, what day, where, he, he can't make the people back, right? So if they're not excited about the campaign, it doesn't matter who you launch on. It's the same with Ethan. If they're not excited about the campaign, I mean, Ethan's probably going to get them backers, but he's not going to be able to. He's not going to make it work for him for you anyway. So just bear that in mind. You have to act. You have to get these people excited. Um, okay, so yeah, and just like, don't get me wrong, it might be your only option, and if that's your only option, that's fine. I'm just doing this because it's not maximizing the chances of you being successful. That is it. All right. Please don't hate me. You need a pre-launch show. I think Americans call it a tailgate show. I really like them. I think they're almost better than the launch shows. Uh, where you talk about the campaign, you go through the tiers, you show people what they can expect to get. Um, I don't know, it builds that excitement for me. And this is personal, like, but when a campaign goes live, I want to try and be the first backer. I know it's not going to happen, but I want to try, and I want to know what I want to get the moment it goes live, so I can go click that button and try and get the first person back. Um, and also, if I get like if you do launch on Bancross as an example, right? I get swept up in the excitement of it too. I find myself back in on day one a lot of the time just because I get caught up. But if I don't know about the campaign or what tiers to get, like if I haven't made that decision prior to it, sometimes I just don't. I just don't back. So I really like a tailgate or a pre-launch stream. I think they're really cool. I would really recommend that to everyone to do. I think it makes it easier too. Like it makes it easier for the person that's doing the launch to just to knock it out of the park. Um, Launching on a Saturday, this is something probably people go, oh yeah, that's obvious, but that does seem to be the most successful day to launch. Um, so I would recommend definitely looking at that. The only thing that I'll take into consideration is a lot of the bigger campaigns launch on a Saturday, and you don't want to launch on the same day. You just don't. Uh, like for example, if you're going up against a godlike launch, right? Everyone's going to be on Ethan's channel. He's going to have 1,500 people watching it. If you're launching on another channel, a lot of those people that normally watch that smaller channel are going to be at Ethan's, right? So you're going to lose a lot of potential people to see your campaign. Um, you can't plan for this. Like a lot of the bigger guys, they don't have the dates set in stone as to when they're launching, or if they do, it changes and it doesn't make a big difference for them. Um, so you can't plan around it. And I'm not saying that you need to change if they plan something, you should change, or maybe you should. I don't know. One other option is you could do a Sunday instead. Sunday should be a good day to do. Um, so yeah, that is it in a nutshell. Let me bring up some examples I had here. Okay, so this was Replicator remastered. I was meant to launch on a big channel. It didn't happen. It fell through. My fault. I said I was going to launch on the day, so I did. I launched late at night with a barely a whisper into the night, and I had 34 backers that day. Right, so terrible example. Uh, Opposite on Replicator 3, we launched at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Clayton's channel. I did a whole series of different shows that day. I did Mandy, I did Bancroft, I did a whole truckload of shows. I forget how many. There were so many. I forget who they were. Looking back now, this isn't actually accurate. We had 202, I think, or 214 backers on the very first day. So that is the complete opposite to this example. Yeah, and so I think that clarifies the whole situation. Make sure, if I had to summarize it, I would just say, make sure you're launching on American time on an American day for as long as possible for America to see the campaign. Get on as many shows as you possibly can, and tell the fans where you're going to be, uh, where you're going to launch, and so on. That is as clear as I can make it. I hope you enjoyed the video, and just before you go, please check out Replicator 3. We've just hit 60,000 Australian dollar dues. Going incredible, 709 backers. Beautiful artwork. Bancroft's coloring the interiors as we speak. We're getting there. It's nearly finished. Probably about 65% done with colors now. If you like violence, gore, action, a good story, um, governments getting overthrown, private military companies trying to take over, people being exploited, this is your comic. It's great. It's fantastic. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave some comments below, and yeah, have a good day. Make sure you hit like and subscribe. Thank you, people.